Hey everybody, so today I'm here to talk to you guys about 5 things I would like to do differently with our next baby. For those of you who might be new to my channel or my videos, my husband and I are currently trying to conceive for our 3rd baby at home. I've had 2 miscarriages, so just hoping to get pregnant, stay pregnant, and have a healthy baby. But there are some things that I have learned through my lactation courses because I am now a certified breastfeeding specialist, and there is also things that just as a mom of 2 already that I know and I wish that I could do differently. Of course, all these things are secondary to babies' like health and what they need. Obviously, these are just wants and things that I hopefully can do differently. But I didn't want to put it out there because I feel like as a mom, I'm constantly reflecting and trying to think of ways that I could do things better. So this is my way of doing it with hopefully our next child. So the first couple things have to do with baby's delivery. The first one being I want less IV fluids the next time around. Now this can affect birth weight of the baby, it can affect breastfeeding and just general postpartum, and in my previous experiences, they've all been crappy when it comes to IV fluids, and that's the reason why I personally want to do less of them. It was something that I said, like, when I got home from the hospital with Remy, Mark and I were just really reflecting on stuff, and we really just thought that it was an unnecessary amount that I had been receiving both different times that I've delivered, and I just really want to do things differently. Me personally, I end up getting really swollen and engorged. It makes nursing difficult. It makes pumping difficult because I'm in pain. Like in the hospital with Remy, I asked for ice packs and I just slept with them on my chest, just with no cloth in between them or anything because I was in so much pain from being so swollen. And I just really hope that if I can consume that liquid, I'm keeping myself hydrated, that I don't have to do them. So that's something that I definitely want to talk to my OB about, and hopefully with doing less IV fluids, I can be more comfortable. Of course, I understand that they can be beneficial, but I just feel like if I can consume the water, keep myself hydrated, if I'm able to do that, I would really prefer to do that over having them in an IV because it just hasn't been a very pleasant experience in the past. And the next one, I want to look into a different pain medication. I do believe I've been given the same thing in both deliveries, and both times afterwards I've gotten severely sick, like lots and lots of vomiting for a pretty long amount of time, like for about an hour, hour and a half straight. And I also get a really itchy face, like they'll give me a washcloth and I'm just sitting here rubbing it all over my face. So I kind of feel like I might be allergic to the medicine. I'm not really sure. I don't know if that's like a minor reaction or if it's not an allergic reaction, it's just a reaction to the medication. I'm not really sure. It could also just be the fact that I'm getting that medication on an empty stomach. It could be a lot of different variables, but I do want to look into a different one just because the past couple times it hasn't been pleasant. Obviously, being freshly postpartum, the last thing you want to be doing is throwing your brains up, and that's what I've had to do. So if the next baby I could skip all that, that would be super wonderful. And also, like, the itchiness isn't, you know, anything crazy. It's not debilitating or anything like the vomiting, but at the same time it is pretty uncomfortable. Just like straight out of delivery, I'm like, please give me something to scratch my face or I'm gonna claw it off. So they typically give me a warm washcloth, and I literally don't give that thing up for like 2 hours because I'm rubbing it all over my face. So I hope that I can look into that just to make me more comfortable in the postpartum period. So the next couple things have to do with being freshly postpartum. The first one being less swaddling, more skin to skin. And I'm mostly talking about the hospital here, but I would love for it to carry over into being home. But in the hospital, the first day postpartum, we do a lot of skin to skin, both Mark and I. However, past that, we typically just keep the baby swaddled, hold them, stuff like that. But I would like to do a lot more skin to skin. It has amazing benefits, but I just feel like it comes down to me for it just being the closeness and the naturalness of it all between parent and baby. So that's the reason why I want to do more of it, especially if I'm nursing and stuff. I'm hoping to help with that. I can find some like kimono style onesies that have ties on them instead of buttons. The button ones are still great for newborns because that way you don't have to fit their head over anything, but at the same time I feel like snaps kind of trigger that startle reflex. So I would love some tie ones, that way I could easily undo it and just you know, open up their outfit and just pull down my top or like whatever it might be whenever I'm nursing, or even if Mark wants to hold the baby, and that way we can do skin to skin for a lot longer. I just feel like I don't bring probably the most friendly skin to skin clothes that I probably could. So maybe that would help, and just being more intentional about it, but I really do want to do a lot more of that. Kind of going hand in hand with that, I want to wear this baby a lot more and use the swing and other things a lot less. Trust me, I don't have anything against swings or, you know, baby positioners or anything like that. I'm still definitely going to use mine and the ones that we own. But at the same time, I want to carry this baby because I learned a couple different things. Not only is it just a more natural position and a place to be for baby is with mom, they're more comfortable and calm and content with mom, but at the same time, you know, both of our girls have had really bad reflux in the past, and they were always more comfortable laying on us. I just think that our baby carrying skills were a little lacking. I don't think that either of us were really confident in it either. And I just learned a lot about the 4th trimester in my lactation courses, and it just makes me want to keep them close for a lot longer. I wish that I had the confidence with Sophie and Remy to wear them all the time, but I slowly have acquired that over children too. Like, you need to figure out what baby carriers work with you, and I've gone through that process and I know what will work well with a newborn, for me at least. I think just in general, I feel more confident about the decision to baby wear a lot more, and like what will work in different ways, because I like specific carriers for specific things that I'm doing. So it just was more convenient to put them in the swing or whatever. But now that we have learned a lot about baby wearing and stuff, it's kind of more convenient than laying them down, and that way we can keep them close. And I know everybody has different opinions about that, but personally, that's just something that I really, really want to work on. And the last thing that I want to do differently is something, again, that has just came with time and experience. And I touched on it just a little bit in the previous topic, but it has to do with their reflux and not being afraid to speak up. And let me explain a little bit for those of you who might not know. But our oldest daughter, Sophie, and our youngest daughter, Remy, have both had reflux. Their dad also has reflux. It was a struggle for both the girls. It's still a struggle for their dad. And it's not guaranteed that our future children would have reflux, but at the same time, our track record has been that they do. So in the event that I see reflux happening, I'm not going to be afraid to speak up anymore. You know, with Sophie, we were new parents. I think I just genuinely did not have any confidence. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing in general, let alone something about reflux. I just felt very unprepared about it all. So even though you can read all the books you want under the sun, when that baby does show up, you will feel underprepared, and that's completely normal. So trust me, you're not alone. But with Remy, I felt like, okay, I have the experience, I know reflux, but she ended up having a completely different form, and that made me feel less confident. And I was like, well, I think it is because these are some of the symptoms that Sophie had, and it ended up being a problem. But at the same time, it's not the same, so I'm not sure if we need to go to the doctor. And it's just like, it was a constant battle between my confidence as a mom and trusting what I felt versus maybe I'm making a big deal out of things. Now that I'm talking to you guys about it, I feel like maybe I shouldn't have specified just with reflux, because I think anything could happen. You know, your child could come out with a number of different things. But I think what I'm trying to say is just have the confidence in being an advocate for my child and being able to speak up, and knowing that that's not a bad thing because you do know your child best. So I really want to have that confidence, and I want to not be afraid to speak up. And honestly, I think it was a few different things that have held me back in the past, and I think the biggest just being the confidence in my ability to be a mom. But now having 2 children at home, and not to say that I feel like I have it all together or that I know everything, because I certainly don't. I certainly don't. But at the same time, just looking back, I wish that I would have spoke up sooner. I would have spoke up louder. I would have asked for things to be a little bit different, a little bit sooner. You know, I just wish I would have used my voice as a mother a little bit more. And I'm not going to be afraid to do that anymore. I just want to focus on being the best advocate I can without feeling insecure or doubting myself or wondering if I'm making a wrong decision, and really just trust my instinct and my experience as a mother, and really tune into that and focus less on my doubts of myself, because I feel like my children are better for it. You know, their healthcare ends up being better for it. And like I said, it's not to say that I have it all together now, or that I think that I do, or I think that I will with the next one, but it's just something that's come with time, you know? I just have noticed in the past that I'm a little bit more timid than what I typically am in my personality, because in parenthood, you are literally just like thrown in and you don't really learn a lot of stuff until you're in the thick of it. And it does take a lot of lessons to figure some stuff out, and you'll never figure it all out completely. I don't think, no matter how many children you have, even if you had 15, there'd be still things that surprised you and taught you lessons. But at the end of the day, I think you do gain more experience and wisdom and a feeling about your children and what's best for your family. And I think we should definitely try to tune that in and tune other things out. And that's what I want to focus on. I think it's a lot easier said than done, but it's definitely something that I want to focus on next time around. I know this video probably is a little odd, it might be a little out of place, but honestly, just with learning different things and as the years have gone on, I've thought about how I could do things a little differently, and I just kind of wanted to put it in one place and to show you that even as a mom of two at home, there's still things that I could work on and that I want to do better and I want to strive to do differently, and to just let you first-time moms, if you're out there and you're watching, to let you know that even after two kids, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm doing my best, and I feel like with every child I get a little bit better, but at the same time, like I said, you will still have things that are going to surprise you, they're going to teach you lessons, and it's just going to be like a roller coaster all the time. So it's something that you're never gonna like be an expert in. I just kind of wanted to put them all in one cohesive spot, and even if it's just for me to rewatch this video when I end up getting pregnant and so I can watch it back and remember all the things that I said, even if it's just for that, I wanted to make this video. Oh, maybe it helps somebody out there, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you're thinking of things you want to do differently with your next child. But that is everything that I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.